Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing video 8 of my EVA Foam 101 series, and this is all about a couple of the different thermoplastics that you can use to cover your EVA foam projects. Let's get started. So I'm going to be talking about a couple of the thermoplastics that I do have in my stash to show you. This brown one is Worbla's Finest Art. It's kind of their base one. I do have the Worbla Black Art one to kind of show you the difference between them and talk about maybe why you would want to use a certain one over the other. And then I also have Wonderflex, which is a different company brand that makes a thermoplastic that I really enjoy. And it has a different price point than Worbla, so I think it's kind of important to show people that there are other options out there and they might be just as good. So let's talk about Worbla. So Worbla can be expensive, right? A lot of people either have to order it online or they need to they have to go somewhere to get it, you know, like Michael's has started selling it, but it is quite expensive. Just a note for that, if you are going and buying it from Michael's or an art shop near you, most of them do allow you to use those coupons, so definitely stack them on there because they can be super helpful. So a thermoplastic is just a plastic that when activated by heat, you can mold and meld to whatever you are doing with it. And then as soon as it cools down, it stays rigid. But a big thing that people forget is that it can be reheated. So say you're creating a shape and it didn't go quite right the first time, you can rework it and reset it. And you can also use it by itself separately. A little bit difference with Wonderflex is that it does come with a mesh on the back. I know that there is a version of Worbla that does have a mesh on the back. I don't have it, but that's what is kind of the big difference between both of these Worblas. I am going to show you kind of exactly the process of melding it down. For this, you will need a heat gun, your thermoplastics, whatever your foam project is, and then one caveat to a piece of equipment that you probably should get or will help you save your hands a little bit is that you will be heating all these thermoplastics up to about 165, which can be hot and they do flex. So I would suggest getting some gloves that are heat resistant, whether or not that's a welding glove or some sort of Kevlar glove that you can get at a hardware store. I promise you your fingers will love it. So let's get started showing you the couple of differences. I'll start with Worbla first and then show you exactly how I use the Wonderflex. So this is the heat gun that I am using. It's a Wagner. This and the Worbla I won in a giveaway by Cosplay, which is really awesome. And so part of this video I will be using those products that I got in that giveaway, which is really super awesome of them. And so we're gonna plug in and I'm gonna show you exactly how to get these thermoplastics working and working well so that you don't get any holes, so that you feel like, you know, this is exactly what I need to be doing. And so you can see why you would go this route over sealing your EVA foam with Plasti Dip or another thing. First thing I want to do is talk about texture. So you can see that on the Worbla Finest Art that the top part has a sheen to it, but it also has a texture to it. That's not super important because most of the time when you're using Worbla, how you're going to seal it before you're painting is you're going to seal it with a layer of either wood glue or some sort of flex bond. So you will have to coat both of these Worblas to get a really nice going. But with the Wonderflex, one side has the mesh, the other side is relatively smooth. So you can just paint this without having to do any sort of seal. Paint really sticks to it. and I haven't ever had a problem getting acrylic to stick to Wonderflex. And it's kind of the same way that it is with the Worbla, the black art one, that it has a little bit of a texture, but a lot less of texture than this base one, but I would still seal it with a wood glue mixture as well, or with Flex Bond. Also, both products, or all three products, come with a, this is the French side, but they do come with instructions on exactly how to sculpt and how to reinforce while using Worbla, and there are a lot of great tutorials and videos about how to use Worbla in crazy ways over a bunch of different shapes. I will show you a couple of quick and easy, you know, these are the basic tips, and then if you want to see anything specific, you know, then I can make more videos. Now that we've kind of done our 3 thermoplastic tests so that I can show you the difference, a big thing that you'll notice is texture difference. So you can feel the texture on top of the Worbla, which is fine because you can seal it, but you do notice that it can create a ball that you can like reconstitute, which is great. The black art Worbla does have texture to it. It almost has the texture of like really like small celled EVA foam to like my feel to it, but it does look great. And again, moldable ball, which is really awesome if you have some leftover pieces that you can mush together, save for later to put on something, or you know, no matter what you're doing, or to test out and try out in new ways. The Wonderflex does maintain a lot more of that full, you know, it doesn't have a lot of texture to it, and it does mold the same as them. I would say that Wonderflex is very close to the Worbla Fine Art. You can create a ball with it, but what I will say is that because of the mesh on the back, you can get into a situation where that mesh can be sticking out and doing weird things. So just be aware of that as you're going. I will say that the price difference between Worbla and Wonderflex is pretty great. And I'll put links down below for where you can get all these products and from some great companies that sell them at a decent price. But I'm excited for you to test it out. Try it out. You can also use Worbla separate. You know, you can use all of these thermoplastics separate. You know, say you wanted to make a bunch of masks for yourself. Maybe they're superhero masks or, you know, a helmet. You can just use these by themselves. You don't have to add anything to them. So they can be really great supplies to create a hardened texture on any of your projects that you want to make sure stand up to the test of time. That's it for this video on using thermoplastics with your EVA foam. If you have a process that you really like, or you have another material that you want to see used, or you've heard about, or you really like, please leave that information down below in the comments, and I will comment and I will try to get those supplies so that I can use them, just because I want to get better making awesome things. If you want any more information, or if you want links to all the products that I use, check out the description box below. It does hold a link to my blog where I put more tips and tricks and more information and pictures. So check that out. As always, like and subscribe, and happy making.